Hello students, how are you? Students, yesterday I explained fourth part of the lesson. Now today I am going to explain fifth part of it. Now listen. That day had come about through the unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of my people whose sufferings and courage can never be counted or repaid. Students, Mr. Mandela is saying that day means when he was taking an oath as the first black president of South Africa. That day was the result of unimaginable sacrifices of thousands of freedom fighters whose sufferings and courage are invaluable, and their sufferings and courage can never be repaid. I felt that day as I have on so many other days, that I was simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before me. Mr. Mandela is further saying that he was feeling himself as an ordinary person, as the person like other days, and he was only thinking that his success was the result of the freedom fighters, result of the patriots who left this mortal world before him. Means Nelson Mandela is saying that day he was considering himself only an ordinary person, only a person like other days, because he understood very well that his success was the result of the freedom fighters like him who departed this mortal world before him. That long and noble line ended and now began again with me. So Mandela is saying that noble line ended, means the freedom fighters, the patriots of the country left this mortal world, but Nelson Mandela had to fulfill their dreams as a president. I was pained that I was not able to thank them and that they were not able to see what their sacrifices had wrought. So Mandela was sad while taking an oath. Nelson Mandela was sad while taking an oath because he could not pay thanks to the freedom fighters, and the freedom fighters who sacrificed their lives were not there to see what their sacrifices had achieved. The policy of apartheid created a deep and lasting wound in my country and my people. All of us will spend many years, if not generations, recovering from that profound hurt. So Mandela is saying the policy of separation, policy of apartheid, separation on the basis of races and colors, which were established by the white persons, created a deep and lasting wounds in the country, in his country and in his people. And he is further saying that his countrymen means that it would take many years, not generations. If not generations, it would take many years to overcome of this wound. It would take many years, if not generations, to overcome of this wound of apartheid. The decades of oppression and brutality had another unintended effect, and that was that it produced the Oliver Thambus, the Walter Sissolis, the Chief Lucullus, the Yusuf Dadus, the Bram Fishers, the Robert Sobequist. Men of such extraordinary courage, wisdom, and generosity that their like may never be known again. Mr. Mandela is saying that the cruelty of white persons, cruelty and operations of white persons produced the freedom fighter great persons like Oliver Thambus, Walter Sissolis, the Chief Lucullus, the Yusuf Dadus, Bram Fishers, and Robert Sobequist. They were the men of courage, wisdom, and generosity, and the men like them would never come again, would never take birth. Perhaps it requires such depths of operation to create such heights of character. Mr. Mandela is saying that such depths of operations are required. Operations are required to create nobility. Means Mr. Mandela is saying that the black South Africans were being oppressed during the rules of white persons, and they might know the severity of oppression, and after becoming free, they would never oppress any other person. That is why Mr. Mandela is saying that oppression, that the depth of oppression, it requires the depth of oppression to create the heights of character, to create nobility. Means adversity fosters virtue. Without adversity, good qualities in the person cannot be developed. And Mr. Mandela is saying that he was thinking that his countrymen would be noble. My country is rich in minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds. Mr. Mandela is saying that his country is rich in minerals and precious stones. That there were many mines. There were many mines of minerals and precious stones in South Africa, in his country. But I have always known that but Nelson Mandela knew that the greatest wealth of the country, the greatest wealth of any country is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamond. The greatest wealth of a country is its people, and gentleness and nobility of a people is truer, finer than the purest diamonds. Means if the people of a country are gentle, then the country is wealthy. Country is not rich because of the precious stones and because of having the mines of precious stones and diamonds, but because of the nobility of its people. Now students, I think you will have understood the meaning of this part of the lesson. Now I request you to read and write the explanation. Tomorrow I will explain next part of it. Thank you and have a nice day.